stop if your kidney numbers keep getting worse, even though you quit soda, switched to fruit, and tried to eat healthy. This message is for you, because here's the shocking truth. Some of the fruits you think are helping you are secretly overloading weak kidneys with minerals they can't clear anymore. You're not overeating. You're not being careless. You're not ignoring your health. You're simply eating the wrong fruits, the ones that look innocent, but quietly push potassium higher, irritate kidney tissues, and make filtration harder. And when that happens, fatigue increases, blood pressure rises, and kidney treatment risk begins to creep closer. But listen, you are not helpless. By swapping out a few dangerous fruits for kidney-friendly ones, you can reduce that burden, support filtration, and take back control. Not next year, not next month, but starting today. And stay with me, because one of the worst fruits for kidney patients is eaten daily by seniors who believe they're being healthy. And one of the best protective fruits is probably sitting in your kitchen right now. You're just not using it. Now, let's uncover the 6 fruits quietly damaging weak kidneys, starting with the one most doctors never warn you about. 1. Dragon fruit. The oxalate trap. Most people think dragon fruit is harmless, low potassium, light, exotic. But that's exactly why it's dangerous. Because dragon fruit hides something more damaging than potassium. Oxalates. Tiny, sharp crystals, like microscopic glass dust, that irritate kidney tissue and can trigger stone formation. Just 100 grams can contain close to 100 milligrams of oxalates. A healthy kidney might handle that once in a while. A weakened kidney? It's like pouring sand into a clogged filter. Oxalates don't just sit there. They accumulate. They scratch. They inflame. And when inflammation goes up, creatinine follows. So remember this. Dragon fruit is not a safe choice if your kidney function is compromised. Swap it. Not someday. Today. 2. Soursop, graviola. The heart and nerve risk. Soursop is praised online as a miracle fruit, cancer fighting, immune boosting, natural medicine. But here's the part no one warns you about. 1 cup carries more than 620 milligrams of potassium. That's a massive load for a damaged kidney. And when potassium builds up in the blood, it leads to hyperkalemia, irregular heart rhythms, muscle weakness, even cardiac arrest. But the danger doesn't end there. Soursop contains annonacin, a compound linked to neurological damage similar to Parkinson's-like symptoms in long-term consumption. So while the internet praises it, your kidneys, your heart, and your nervous system pay the price. If your creatinine is high, this is not your fruit. 3. Nectarines, the smooth skin. Mistake. Nectarines look harmless. They look identical to peaches. Soft, juicy, sweet, a healthy snack. But here's the trap. What your eyes can't see, your kidneys can feel. Because nectarines carry a much heavier potassium load than their fuzzy twin, the peach. A single nectarine contains around 280-290 milligrams of potassium. A peach, closer to 180-190 milligrams. That difference might not seem dramatic until you remember what a struggling kidney does. It doesn't filter efficiently. It doesn't clear potassium quickly. It doesn't correct imbalances fast enough. And when potassium lingers in the bloodstream, it silently pushes creatinine higher. It stresses the heart, and it increases the risk of hyperkalemia. So here's a simple memory trick. Fuzzy is friendly. If you see smooth skin, put it back. If you see peach fuzz, you're safer. It's not about fear. It's about awareness and protecting kidneys that are already fighting to keep up. Because for someone with healthy kidneys, Nectarines are harmless, but for someone battling elevated creatinine, they are a hidden, everyday mistake that could be avoided with one small switch. 4. Dried papaya, the concentration effect. Most people think dried fruit is a smart choice, a quick snack, natural sugar, better than candy. But dried papaya hides a dangerous secret, one that fresh papaya doesn't. When fruit is dried, water is removed, but minerals, they don't disappear. They concentrate, and that's where kidney patients step into trouble without even realizing it, because just 100 grams of dried papaya can pack close to 1,000 milligrams of potassium. Think about that. A single handful, a single snack, a single healthy choice can deliver nearly half or more of a kidney patient's entire daily potassium limit. And for weakened kidneys, this isn't just a high number, it's a crushing burden. Your kidneys are already struggling to filter, already fighting inflammation, already working overtime to keep creatinine stable. And when suddenly flooded with concentrated potassium, they can't keep up. The result? Potassium builds, creatinine rises, blood pressure elevates, and the risk of arrhythmias increases, all from something that seems harmless. And that's why dried papaya is so dangerous. It pretends to be healthy. It looks innocent. It feels like a smart snack. But for someone with compromised kidney function, it's equivalent to pouring a bucket of water into a clogged drain. The filtration system gets overwhelmed. And when filtration slows, creatinine climbs. And here's something many kidney patients never hear. The danger isn't just potassium. Dried fruits, especially papaya, also spike blood sugar rapidly, leading to oxidative stress and inflammation. And inflammation, it's gasoline on the fire of kidney damage. So if your creatinine is high, avoid dried papaya, avoid dried mango, avoid dried banana. Fresh is safer, dried is dangerous. One choice, one switch, one less burden on your kidneys. 5. Mango, the metabolic debt. Mango is delicious, soft, sweet, comforting. And that's exactly why so many seniors reach for it, especially when they're trying to eat healthy. But when it comes to kidney health, mango is not as innocent as it seems. Because one medium mango carries around 330 milligrams of potassium. And for a struggling kidney, that's not just a number, that's a debt. Let me explain. Healthy kidneys operate like a bank. They pay off potassium easily. Deposit, process, clear. But weakened kidneys, they operate like a bank with maxed out credit. Deposits turn into debt. Potassium accumulates, and every bite increases the burden. That's why mango becomes dangerous, not because it's processed, not because it's artificial, but because the kidneys cannot clear the load fast enough. And when potassium lingers, hyperkalemia becomes a real threat. Weakness, irregular heartbeat, nausea, fatigue, all from a fruit that seems healthy. But here's where most people get fooled. Mango doesn't just stress the kidneys through potassium. It also delivers a high fructose hit, which spikes blood sugar, increases oxidative stress, and inflames the filtration units of the kidney, the nephrons. And inflammation accelerates aging, not just of the kidneys, but of the heart and blood vessels as well. So while mango tastes like summer, your kidneys pay the cost long after the sweetness fades. And here's the most dangerous part. Most people don't eat one mango. They eat slices, smoothies, desserts, shakes. Portions get bigger, and the debt grows. So if your creatinine is high, you must treat mango with caution. Not because it's a bad fruit, but because your kidneys deserve a lighter load. And switching away from mango isn't deprivation, it's protection. Because lowering potassium burden is one of the simplest ways to reduce kidney stress and protect filtration. 6. Jackfruit, the double hit. Jackfruit has become a trend. Vegan meat substitute, high fiber, natural protein. So people assume it's safe. They add it to curries. They put it in smoothies. They eat it as a snack. But for a kidney under stress, jackfruit delivers a double hit. The first strike, potassium. Just 1 cup can contain over 750 milligrams, more than double the potassium found in a banana. For a healthy kidney, that might not be a problem. But for a kidney that's already struggling, that's like dropping a heavy weight on an already cracked floor. Filtration slows. Potassium builds. Creatinine rises. The second strike, oxalates. Jackfruit is surprisingly high, around 40 milligrams per serving. Oxalates don't just pass through easily. They form crystals. They irritate tissue. They spark inflammation. And they increase the risk of stones, especially when the kidney's filtration units are already weakened. So, while most people focus on potassium alone, jackfruit hits on 2 fronts: electrolyte overload and oxalate irritation. It's like asking an exhausted worker to lift a heavy box and run a marathon at the same time. Eventually, something gives. And here's the problem. Jackfruit is often marketed as a healthy substitute for meat. So seniors reach for it thinking they are making a better choice. But for someone with high creatinine, this is not a harmless swap. It's a hidden setback. That's why smarter alternatives matter. Young green bananas or king oyster mushrooms offer similar texture without the potassium oxalate burden. Because protecting your kidneys isn't about restriction, it's about precision. And knowing which fruits overload your filter is the first step toward lowering creatinine and protecting your independence. Kidney-safe fruit number 1, pears. The circulatory support. Most people overlook pears. They don't look exotic. They're not trending. They don't have the hype of mango, jackfruit, or dragon fruit. But when it comes to kidney health, pears quietly become one of the most protective fruits you can choose. Why? Because pears are naturally low in potassium and incredibly high in soluble fiber. And that combination matters more than most people realize. When your creatinine is rising, your kidneys aren't just filtering waste. They're also fighting to stabilize blood pressure and maintain circulation through tiny, delicate vessels called nephrons. Soluble fiber helps ease that burden. It binds to LDL cholesterol, the thick cholesterol that stiffens vessels and narrows blood flow. When LDL drops, pressure inside those tiny vessels eases. Blood flows more smoothly. Filtration becomes less stressful, and kidney workload decreases. Think of it like this. A clogged pipe forces the pump to work harder. A cleaner pipe allows the pump to relax. Pears help clean the pipe, and when the pipe is relieved, the pump, your kidney, can finally catch its breath. And the benefits don't stop there. Pears have a low glycemic impact, meaning they don't spike blood sugar dramatically. That matters because high blood sugar accelerates inflammation and damages filtration units. A major reason creatinine climbs in diabetics and seniors alike. So a pear isn't just a snack, it's a pressure reducer, a circulation supporter, a kidney ally. And to make it even better, pears are easy to include daily. Slice them into oats, pair them with cottage cheese, or eat them plain as a gentle dessert. Small, simple, safe, and every serving supports your kidneys instead of overwhelming them. Kidney-safe fruit number 2, mandarins, the stone bodyguards. Mandarins are small, simple, easy to peel, easy to eat. And for someone with high creatinine, that simplicity is exactly what makes them powerful. Because mandarins do something many fruits do not. They help prevent stones, not create them. And the secret lies in one compound, citrate. Citrate is a natural defender. It binds to calcium in the urinary tract before calcium can form stones. Think of citrate like a security guard. When calcium tries to clump together, citrate steps in, blocks the reaction, and safely leads it out of the body. And here's why that matters so much. Stone formation doesn't just hurt. It inflames the kidneys. It blocks filtration. It accelerates damage. And it raises creatinine. So when a fruit helps prevent stones, it indirectly protects filtration and reduces stress on the nephrons. And unlike oranges, which can be higher in potassium, small mandarins deliver less potassium and more protection. That's a combination your kidneys can appreciate. And here's a powerful tip most people ignore. Don't juice them. Eat them whole. Because the white pith, the part most people throw away, contains extra fiber. Fiber helps stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and ease pressure inside blood vessels. Another hidden factor behind rising creatinine. So mandarins don't just taste refreshing. They actively support filtration guard against stones, stabilize blood sugar, reduce vascular strain, all while keeping potassium low and kidney stress minimal. It's a simple swap, a safe choice, and a smart defense for someone trying to bring creatinine down without feeling deprived. Kidney-safe fruit are 3. Pineapple, the repair activator. Pineapple is often misunderstood. People see the bright yellow colour, the sweetness, the acidity, and assume it's risky for the kidneys. But here's the truth. Most patients never hear. Pineapple is one of the few sweet fruits that remains low in potassium and actively supports kidney repair. And it's all because of one powerful compound, bromelain. Bromelain is an enzyme, a natural anti-inflammatory agent that works like a cleanup crew inside the body. Inflammation is one of the biggest hidden drivers of rising creatinine. It doesn't scream, it doesn't warn. It silently irritates the nephrons, those microscopic filtration units, until they become stiff, less efficient, and more vulnerable to damage. But bromelain fights that inflammation. It calms irritated tissue. It supports filtration. It allows damaged areas to recover instead of deteriorate. And the benefits don't stop there. Pineapple also helps reduce the formation of advanced glycation, end products or AGEs, compounds that speed up kidney aging and vascular damage. Less AGEs means less oxidative stress. Less stress means better filtration, and better filtration means less creatinine buildup. That's why pineapple becomes a smart choice. Low potassium, anti-inflammatory, age-reducing, digestion-friendly. And if you want the full benefit, don't throw away the core. The core contains the highest concentration of bromelain. It may be tougher, but blending it into a smoothie, chopping it into small pieces, or cooking it gently lets you access the very enzyme that makes pineapple protective. So when cravings hit, you don't have to feel deprived. You can choose a fruit that tastes sweet while still protecting your kidneys instead of overwhelming them. A small change, a safe indulgence, a choice that helps your kidneys instead of hurting them. Conclusion: precision over fear. High creatinine can feel terrifying, a number on a lab report that suddenly controls your thoughts, your diet, your energy, and your future. And when you're told to eat healthy, you try. You cut soda, you switch to fruit, you make the changes. But nobody tells you that some fruits, even the ones labelled healthy, can overload weakened kidneys with potassium and oxalates they can't filter anymore. And that's where frustration begins, because you're doing the right things, but the numbers aren't improving. But listen, this is not a verdict. It's a signal, a warning light, a chance to act. And the good news is simple. You don't have to overhaul your lifestyle overnight. You don't need to starve. You don't need to give up fruit forever. You just need to be precise. Swap saboteurs for protectors. Replace dragon fruit, soursop nectarines, dried papaya, mango jackfruit with pears, mandarins, pineapple. Small changes, smart choices, less kidney stress, lower creatinine burden. Because protecting your kidneys isn't about fear, it's about clarity. It's about knowing what helps, what harms, and what gives your filtration system a fighting chance. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these fruits surprised you the most? Tell me in the comments. Your answers help countless others facing the same struggle. And if you found this video helpful, tap like, subscribe, and save this video for future reference. Because creatinine control isn't a one-time fix. It's a daily choice. Stay informed, stay empowered, and remember, high creatinine is not the end. It's the beginning of action, and every smart swap brings you one step closer to healthier kidneys and a more independent future. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and keep protecting your kidneys. One choice at a time.